Hi, my name is Chandan and I welcome you to my channel. What are we going to see today is how to include and exclude methods with and without regex. And for your information, this is the 7th video in testng tutorial series. So if you haven't seen all the videos from 1 to 6, I highly recommend you to watch that, okay, so that you can relate what I'm trying to explain. Okay, but yes, if you keep understanding of testng and you are here just to brush up your knowledge, then you are more than welcome uh, for this video. Okay, so let's check out the agenda for today. The agenda is we are going to see how we can include and exclude test methods using testng.xml file. Okay, both of them, and then after that we will check the same include and exclude methods, but this time it would be with regular expression. Okay, so let's quickly start with yeah, I have probably written in a wrong order. We will start with exclude and then we will jump on to include. Okay, so let's quickly start. Let me open my Eclipse, and if you see, this is my Eclipse, and within this, if you remember from last video where I explained you testng XML suite file, okay, this is the project that I used to explain that. So I'm going to use the same project. Okay, so let me just quickly brief you about the project. This is a basic Java project, and the library that I have added is only testng. Rest we have from Java. Okay, now this is a source, and within source we have 4 different packages, and each package has different number of classes. All right. Okay, so we are going to use only mobile package and shop by department package. I'll explain you. I have created this for this video, but I'll explain you why I did create. In order to explain you the concept of regular expression, I will have to use this package. But as of now, let's focus on the classes that we have within mobile. Okay, now in the upcoming class, if you see, we have 4 different methods, test methods, I would say. Open browser, sign in, search mobile, sign out. Okay, so let's quickly create a testng xml file for this class. Okay, upcoming. So let me just name it as coming. Okay, and let's leave rest of the thing there as it is. We are not running in parallel mode, so let's finish it. So when you yeah, it has created this xml file here, and you can see the xml file. Let me just get rid of this thread count. We don't need it. Okay. Okay. Now within this, if you see, the hierarchy is to suite. Within that we have test, and if you see, since we created test ng XML file only for this class, so this has taken the class by default, right? That particular class that we have. Now within this class, within this upcoming class, if I execute this method, this XML file as it is going to execute all the test case that we have here, all the test methods that we have, right? Starting from opening browser and then closing out everything. But you have a case, say for example the search mobile, for some reason you don't want to execute search mobile method, right? So there are 2 ways. The first one is, I have already explained you in the last video, I mean, in one of the video that we have in the series. Okay, that if you put this keyword, this parameter, enabled is equals to false, this will not execute this particular method. Testng will not execute this particular method. Okay, let's quickly check that. So let me just right click, run as testng suite, and you will find the execution. So if you see, we have only 3 methods that were executed: open browser, sign in, and sign out. Okay, but search mobile was not executed because we have enabled is equals to false. We have added it to the class level, I'm sorry, the test level. So let me, but this is not the, this is not something which I wanted to discuss in this video, because I have already explained you in detail. Okay, the other way to exclude a method from execution is, what you have to do is you have to add some tags here. Okay, now within this class, I want to exclude this particular method. All right, so let me copy the name of this method, and we have to use method tags, methods. Okay, that will end, and within method we have to add the keyword node name, exclude name equals to, you have to give the name of the method and then you enter tag, right? But if you see, we are getting this error here. right? Why are we getting this error? The reason is we have, and we know that this method, this exclude method belongs to this class, right? This method belongs to this class, but we have ended the class here itself. We have ended the class here itself. That's why testng will give you an error saying that, okay, I know that you are going to exclude this method, but from which class, right? So you have to take off this forward slash from there, the end tag, and then right after methods you have to end the class tag. Okay, that's it. And you can see that now things are in order. Let me just format this, Control A and Control I. Okay. Okay, now it looks good. Now if you see suite test classes, within classes we can have multiple class, but right now since we are using only one class, so only one class, and within class we can have multiple methods, but within methods we are just excluding one of the method which belongs to this particular class. Okay, so this is the structure. This is the method I want to exclude from execution, which belongs to this particular class. Okay, so let me just run it again. If you, okay, I have removed that enabled equals to false just to make sure that testng is taking that command to exclude this method, not from this class, but no, I mean not from this execution, but from XML suite. Okay, okay, let me just right click on this, run as test suite. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, now you can see that it has successfully excluded that method. Search mobile method was not executed as a part of this suite. Open browse, sign in, sign out. Okay, report mobile upcoming, and open browser, sign in, sign out. We don't have search mobile there. Okay, now what if this was all about exclude, but yes, if you want to exclude multiple tests, say for example I want to exclude this sign out as well, so all you have to do is you have to come back and copy this node, paste it here, and write the name of the method that you want to exclude from that particular class. Remember, we are considering only one class as of now. We can use multiple class. I will explain you just after this. All right, so now let me just run this again. So you can run it from this file, straight from this file as well, run as testng suite. Okay, now you can see it is executing, and let's go there, all tests passed, and we can see open browser and sign in. Okay, so since we have excluded search mobile and sign out, it has executed only open browser and sign in. Okay, rest of them were excluded. Okay, now let's come to the include part. So this was all about exclude. Now let's see include. So everything remains same. Instead of exclude, you're going to replace it with include. Okay, so what it says, okay, this is very important for you to note that. Okay, I will explain you that later, but let me just run it. When we run this XML file, let's see what happens. Okay? Because after that it will be much easier for you to understand what I'm trying to say. Now if you see here in the report, okay, within an upcoming class, it has executed only search mobile, just only one method, right? The rest of the methods, sign in, sign out, open browser, they all were not executed. In short, they were ignored, right, by testng. Though they have at the test annotation on each of this method, but it has included only this while executing, right? So remember that when we are using include tag, then the method that you have specified, only that method within that class will be executed. Rest of them would be ignored. Okay, so this can be very dangerous, okay, unless you use it correctly. Okay, so say for example you have somewhere around 20-30 test cases within a class, and you have used include. Okay, and in that case only one method will be executed. Okay, the one with which you have used include tag, the rest of the method will be ignored, they will not be executed. Okay, and if you want to use multiple include tags, you can use that as well. Let me just sign out. Okay, so let's see, let's run it, and run is sign out. I'm sorry, testng suite, and you can see that it has executed only two. I mean, it has only printed two sysout statement. That means it printed only, executed only mobile and sign out, search mobile and sign out. Rest of the other three methods were ignored. So this is all about exclude and include. Now you may wonder that you may have a case where you want to exclude or include method. Start with include. You may want to exclude method from different classes, right? We have all available classes as well. Okay, now let's ignore this. I mean, let's not execute this particular method, sign out method, from all available, and uh, let's exclude search mobile from uh, upcoming class. All right, so two different methods from two different class. So how to do that? All you have to do is copy this class, the entire thing, paste it below that. Okay, so two class 1, class 2, and they both are under classes. Remember, this has to be correct. Okay, now you make the change. Now mobile, I mean, the package name is same because they both are under mobile. So all you have to do is put the right name, all available. Okay, that's the name of the class, and within that you are trying to exclude one of the method from execution. Okay, so let me just correct the indentation and control S. Now let me just run. Let's run this. See, oh, I got an error. I cannot find class in class file. Let me just check. Just a minute. All right, so I have made a very small mistake here. The spelling was incorrect, spell error. So all available. Let's see if it runs fine now. All right, so you can see that all of them were executed. Okay, let's see the result here. Now if you see, we have upcoming and all available, both the class were executed, and within upcoming we wanted to avoid search mobile, so there is no search mobile, and we want to avoid sign out in all available. So these are the methods. We don't have sign out here anywhere. Okay, so I guess this was all about exclude and include. Okay, you want to exclude multiple methods, you can do that. You just add another node just below that, and you can have multiple. And if you want to exclude include methods from different classes, you can do that as well. Okay, so I believe, just a minute, let's go to the agenda. I believe the first one is handled, second one is covered as well. Okay, now we are going to perform the same thing, but this time we are going to use regular expression. Okay, so let me just quickly tell you. I'm not going to tell you what is regular expression, but I will show you an example, and after that I will tell you what is regular expression, so that it will be easier for you to understand what I'm understand when I tell you the definition of regular expression. All right, so let me just close this. Okay, let's keep it as of now, and just for the simplicity, I'm okay. Let me just get rid of that and get rid of these classes as well. Now we have another uh, package. Within that we have a class. All right, okay, so before I explain you this, let me open. Where will you use, I'm sorry, uh, yeah, I'm sorry, I had to take a call. Okay, so we are on Amazon homepage. Okay, and if you click on this, you will find the different categories that we have, right? Digital content and devices, shop by department, programming features. Let's consider that we have created test cases for shop by department. Within this shop by department, we have computer, smartphone, arts and crafts, and all, right? And you have written test cases for all of them, right? So let's go to this. So we have this class here created for shop by department, and you have all the test cases that you have written to test this shop by department, different categories. We have four test cases for computers, we have test cases for electronics, smart homes, and everything. Okay, and what happens is you got a notification, or you were told by someone that within Amazon, the smart home is not working, so they are going to bring down this particular department. So this will not be displayed here, okay, for some reason, for maybe for an hour, for a day or an hour or two. But you have scheduled your test, okay, but and you know that since it is not going to be there, okay, my test will fail, okay. So how will you handle this? You have to go and exclude all the methods that you have written for that you have written for this particular smart home module, right? So, and in that case, how will you know that in order to do that, you will have to go and manually, either you have to remove those methods or you will have to go and use exclude statement, right? Exclude tag in the testng suite that you have for that particular module, right? So there is another easy way out, okay. So let me just show you what I'm trying to say. Let me just, okay, this is the basic class within which we have many test methods. And if you see, we have all of them has @test annotation. All of them are test methods. Okay, let me just, you can close them all. Okay, now sign in, and then we have under, okay, the class name is shop by department test. Within that, department underscore sign is the name of the sign in. I mean, the sign in for department. Okay, now within department we have smart home, and within home we have lightning. Okay, let me just quickly show you this. Within smart home, let's go there, and we have lightning, home lightning, and similarly logs and entries. We have many different categories, subcategories of smart home. Similarly, for computers, we have computer components, computer tables, data and storage. So you have test cases for each of these module, and test cases to test each of these module. So here, if you see, we have for smart home, we have for computers. Okay, just for the simplicity, I've used very little number of tests to explain you, else the number would grow. Okay, and it may be a little messy for you to understand. So I have designed the method name in this pattern: department underscore smart home lightning, department underscore smart home lock entry, department. So if you see that department is the name, is the string which is common for all the methods that I have, right? Department, department, department. And after that, within department, we have a smart home, okay? We have computers, right? Two methods for computer, two methods for smart name. Now within smart home, this is the method for lightning, method to test the lightning category. And this is the method, and within smart home, this is the method to test my smart home lock entry, right? This is the method for computer. Within computer, we have computer comp, and within computer, we have monitors. So in this way, you will have a lot of test methods, and if you want to execute all of them, right, you can execute all of them. But if you have a situation like I told you, that the smart home feature is going to be, the smart home module is going to be down for at least a day or two, you want to avoid them to be executed, right? You want to you want to remove them from test suite. So how can you do that? So let me just show you. Right click on it, and let me just convert to testng, create this testng file. Okay, now I have this testng file created for this particular class. All right, now if you see, it has taken the class. Okay, and then the first option is you go and write the method tag, and you add all those methods. But instead of that, let me just do that. It will be easier for us to understand. Methods, right? And within method, we are going to have exclude name equals to this. I don't need this. We can end it here itself. Okay, and remember, we have to end class here. Cool. So all the errors gone. Let me just verify this. Right click on validate. This will validate the content of the XML. The XML is fine. Let me just, I'm sorry, Control A, Control I. Yep. So we're good. I don't know, something happened. Okay, so now if you see, what we can do is we can add this particular method name here. Okay, and similarly we can add the other one as well, in order to avoid execution of anything for all the methods for smart home, right? So we have to exclude test this thing logs as well, logs entry. Now if you run this, it will execute the test cases, these two test cases, right, from our execution. But what if I have another one as well? Say for example, let me just copy this and make it like lightning logs entry, sorry, let me just give it a demo name, office entry. Okay, so within smart we have office entry as well. And in that case, what you'll have to do is you'll have to copy this, right? You have to consider this as well and put it here, right? And if the list goes long, right, if you have more test cases within smart home, then you'll have to go and add all those here, right, in order to exclude. So instead of that, if you have designed your method, if you have designed your method name in this pattern, in this fashion, right, that all of them, they have something common between their name, right? If you see this three name of the method, department smart home, same department smart home is department smart home, only the end is different, right? So they have something in common, right? So what you can do is you can use regular expression here. Okay, all you have to do is take the common string for from all of them, put a dot, okay, and put star. This star means all. Okay, so you're telling testng that hey, any method with name this, okay, with starting with this and which falls under top by department test class, okay, should be excluded from my test. All right, so let's run this and see what happens. Okay, ideally what is the intention? Our intention is to exclude all the test methods from being executed within this class, and the method whose name whose name starts with this and has, I mean, this string in the beginning. Okay, so right click on this, right click on this, sorry, let's run from here straight away in order to avoid. Okay, all tests were executed, number of tests were 4. Let's go to this, and if you see here, computer sign in sign out, so there is no sign of department, I mean test cases related to smart home, right? There is no smart home anywhere. So this way you can exclude multiple tests, but the condition is they need to have some pattern. The name should have some pattern. Okay, in that way you can exclude, you can create that regular expression, and then you can exclude them from execution. Similarly, if you want to include, so for example, you just want to run only the test with this name, okay, with this pattern, I mean name with method name with this pattern, department smart home, and it can be anything after smart home, right? So let's just run this again and see what happens. So this time it should exclude everything but should include only smart home test, right? Okay, I don't know why it's taking so long to execute. Okay, now you can see that it has executed only three methods, right? Only three methods: lightning, logs entry, office entry, right? Rest of the methods that we have for computer categories was not executed. In fact, the sign in and sign out was also not executed. Okay, so this is what I wanted to tell about regular expression. Okay, so I hope that you have understood what I wanted to say, that if you want to exclude or include multiple test cases, but these test cases have some pattern in their names, you can use regular expression. Okay, so now I will tell you that what is a regular expression. I'll just read one line and I hope that it will make sense. Regular expressions are patterns used to match character combination in string. Okay, so we have the names of the methods are nothing but string, and they have some pattern, right? These are the patterns. They have some patterns which makes them similar, and you can use regular expression to find these patterns, I mean find the strings with search patterns, and accordingly you can take those data and use it for your execution. So this is what we did for include and exclude. We use that pattern. Okay, dot I star, I told you that this star means all. That means anything with this pattern ending with anything with, I mean, should be included, and everything rest should be excluded. Okay, so this is all about um, exclude and include method. Okay, using regular expression and without regular expression as well. Okay, I hope I've explained you everything, and if you have any comment, any question, you can please, you can put it in the comment box, and I'll be more than happy to help you out with that. And please